Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught me this truth. And Shalom to you brothers that are laboring and pushing this word in truth, sincerity, and with charity. I'm the brother Abraham from the camp here in GMS Chicago, coming to do another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit. Lord willing, that be edifying. And this video is going to be on this video that you see here on the screen from Lisa Cabrera called Your Legacy is Here to Stay. And what she's gonna play here is a video called Should Systematic Racism Be Taught in Schools? Right? Because it's actually kind of funny because Kamala Harris and Joe Biden both said recently that America is not a racist country, right? But then you have Democrats and Republicans debating if racism should be taught in school, because it's a dark history. It's Esau's dark history. All right, and they just want to sweep it under the rug like it never happened. Meanwhile, they're still benefiting off the fruits of their forefathers, which are their forefathers today, coming back in the reincarnation. He who can receive it, let him receive it. Right? So I'm going to go ahead and let this video play, and then I'm going to bring out some scriptures, and Lord willing, to be edifying. So without further ado.
Republicans and Democrats are clashing over what schools should and should not teach when it comes to systemic racism.
The issue is critical race theory, an academic approach on how racism functions in American institutions. 13 News reporter Mariah Davis joins us now with both sides of the debate. Mariah?
Republicans believe the critical race theory will divide Americans, while many Democrats believe examining the root cause of racial disparity in the country is the only way to move forward. Racism is a much debated topic in the wake of police brutality, protests, and racial injustices. The critical race theory is shaping up to be a major cultural battle ahead of next year's midterm elections.
I don't think that there's anything wrong at all with learning all of our history, and you have to accept the good and the bad.
Some Republicans argue critical race theory unfairly forces students to consider race and racism. In 2020, former President Donald Trump signed an executive order banning federal contractors from conducting certain racial sensitivity trainings. It was challenged in court, and President Biden rescinded the order the day he took office.
I don't want to see future West Virginians and future Americans growing up thinking that everyone is hateful, that everyone is looking to oppress, others.
Republican delegate Josh Holstein says he thinks the debate is mostly centered around how children develop.
When you're in school and as a young child, your worldview is being formed, and you want to have children that are educated, that are smart, that know the past and can work towards the future.
However, some Democrats say the way to move forward is for all Americans to accept the ugly truth.
Just teaching what actually happened. Let's teach real history.
Yeah, the ugly truth that you so-called white people, which are Edomites according to the Bible, alright, brought one nation of people from one continent to another continent in slave ships and enslaved them. And even before that, when you came here in 1492, enslaved the so-called Latin and so-called Indian tribes, and enslaved them even before the transatlantic slave trade. All right, this is why they want to sweep this under the rug, cover it up, debating if we should teach this in school or not. All right, because now this truth is coming out. All right, like it says in 2nd Ezra, truth shall be declared. All right. This truth which has been so long without fruit shall be declared, man. And it's being declared all over the earth, flooding the internet, flooding YouTube. All right.
States like Idaho and Oklahoma have adopted laws that limit how public school teachers can talk about race in the classroom, and similar bills are before nearly half a dozen state legislatures, including Ohio. I'm Mariah Davis, 13 News, working for you.
Okay, so you heard that. Now, what that guy said, the last one, is a boatload of crap. If you don't want these things to be discussed, then America got a lot of changing to do. But if you're going to keep, going out here and being racist and calling the police on black people and police in school mishandling students, if you want to go on with that, then why are you upset when people are talking about it? You shouldn't be upset about nothing. This is how you have ran America all this time, oppressing, discriminating, and you want to do these things, but you don't want it discussed. Very, very unrealistic. People are going to talk about the things that are happening to them, whether you like it or not. America, this is your legacy. This is the legacy that was started by your forefathers and still being carried out today by the people that are their offspring.
That's right. Right? So she was right on that. Now let's get Isaiah 14 and 21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Now in Ezekiel it talks about how the son shall not pay for the sins of the father, and the father shall not pay for the sins of the son. Right? So to get the understanding, is all reincarnation. Those same spirits that are getting judged are getting judged by their own sins. Right? So it says, visiting the iniquity of the fathers unto the third and fourth generation. Right? In Ecclesiastes it says that I saw under the sun that the place of judgment was there. What's under the sun? The earth. Okay? So the earth, this is where we come to get judged. Alright, and we Israelites here on earth are paying for the sins of our forefathers, which was ultimately us back then in the past. Alright? Says, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him. Alright, we all went off as a nation. So we're serving our captivity. Alright, because we went off and we broke according to the covenant, we went off. Alright. That we promised we were gonna keep. But now Esau, Edom, it says that the time of their iniquity had an end, they held forward the affliction. Alright. So Esau, Edom, and all these other nations are gonna get judged. And here's one reason that they don't want to teach the history of racism, because it goes into the dark history of Esau, Edom. Alright, so this is Psalms 83 and 2. It says, for lo, thine enemies, alright, the Most High's enemies, what? Make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. And they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So the enemies of the Most High, starting off with who? It says the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes. So Edom, so-called white man; Ishmaelites, so-called Arabs; Moab, so-called Chinese; and the Hagarenes, the Hamites. Alright? And all these have played a part in our downfall, right? Nobody did anything to help us. All right, let's get First Maccabees. I believe it's 2:10. Right, First Maccabees 2:10. What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? So there ain't nobody that ain't touched us or had a part in our downfall. Alright, all these people have touched the apple of the Lord's eye, which is Israel, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indians. Alright, so yeah, they don't want this truth coming out anymore. But ultimately, all this debate about teaching racism and all this, well, the Most High is the ultimate racist, okay? Because the word racist ultimately goes back to the word race and then ist, right? So ist, all it means is one who does or makes. That's it. And then you got the word race, right? It says people descended from a common ancestor, class of persons allied by common ancestry, a race, breed, lineage, family, tribe, nation, right? So that's what it means. What's wrong with that? This is Deuteronomy 32:8. It says, when the Most High divided the nations their inheritance, and he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people, Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Alright? So the Most High divided the nations. Or he separated the sons of Adam. And he set the children of Israel for himself. Is that not racist? Let's get Sirach 17:17. It says, for in the division of the nations of the whole earth he set a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion, whom being his firstborn he nourished with discipline, and giving him the light of his love does not forsake him. Alright, so there you go again. The Most High divided the nations. He separated the sons of Adam, and he set a special people unto himself, his portion, which is Israel. Okay. Now, let's get 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. It says, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, an holy nation, a peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. So Israel, a royal priesthood, a holy nation. That means, holy means separate. So a separate nation, a peculiar people, a special people, right? That the Most High said is his portion, that he called his firstborn. This is Psalms 33 and verse 12. It says, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, and the people whom he hath chosen for his own inheritance. Alright, let's see. I believe I saw that word here in the definition. Let me see if I could pull it up. Tribe, nation, or people regarded of the common stock. Alright. Let's see if let me see, hold on. Just because that word stock is there. I believe here in Acts 10 when it goes into about Cornelius, the so-called first Gentile, which he's an Israelite. But the word tribe, right? The word Fulah or Fulay is in the New Testament of the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, which ultimately goes into what? In the word race, tribe, nation, or people regarded of the common stock. Root, race, breed, lineage, family. So basically, people that descend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. Let's get this. I know this one's in Psalms. An oath. This is Psalms 105. And I'm going to start at 8. It says, He hath remembered his covenant forever, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations, which covenant he made with Abraham, and his oath unto Isaac, and confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant. Right? So, Ishmael didn't get the promise. Alright, Jacob did. Alright, so the oath, the covenant, was through Isaac and Jacob. Alright, so let's see. Let's get Psalms 147. Man, all these precepts in the book of Psalms go in. This is Psalms 147 and verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. Right? That sounds pretty racist. That sounds like it's a special kind of race more than any other people. Okay? This okay, 2nd Ezra 6. This is cold-blooded right here. 2nd Ezra 6 and 54 says, And after these Adam also, whom thou madest Lord over all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. Does it say for everybody's sakes, for all nations of the earth and everybody that lives in there? No. For our sakes. Who's the our? The Israelites. Right? As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So you don't regard any like a drop of water that falls from a bucket. You don't regard it. Alright, it's likened unto spit, likened unto nothing, like a drop that falleth from a vessel. Alright. Verse 57, it says, And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us, and to devour us. So who does this category fall under? Who is over who in this world? Alright, Positive Tahar, Arkam's razor. Right? By process of elimination, who fits these prophecies, who doesn't? Not that hard. But we thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, there it is again, thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, Why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? And it's not going to endure long, because we know, because according to 2 Ezra 9, that measure the time digitally in itself, when you see the signs past, is the very same time when the Most High shall begin to visit the earth which he made. See uproars of the people, earthquakes in diverse places, wars and rumors of wars. Alright, all these things going on currently in the world today. Alright, so the Most High is about to make his return. Alright, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Alright, so right now it's this beautiful time to be alive. Alright, Sirach 25:7. Alright, these things have I considered in my heart to be happy. Right, and one of them was to see the downfall of his enemy. And we're seeing the downfall of our enemy as I speak right now. Okay, and each day that passes by is another day closer, man. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. Lord willing, it was an edifying lesson, and as always, our honor, glory, and praises goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Until next time, Shalom.